30 Wow Facts about India. Mark Twain wrote, "India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of tradition. Our most valuable and most instructive materials in the history of man are measured up in India only." Smart is the new sexy, agrees Mark Twain, completely, and that's the reason we decided to find out what makes this country so special. So here we go. More than 1 million Indians are millionaires, yet most Indians live on less than $2 a day. An estimated 35% of India's population lives below the poverty line. Hindi is not the national language of India. There are more than 20 official languages and Hindi is one of them, but it is not our national language. Official languages are the ones which a country uses to communicate on an official level. In fact, there are some cities in India, like Chennai, where people are happy not to communicate in Hindi. Indians don't use toilet paper. Traditionally, Indians found toilet paper repellent and considered it cleaner to splash water with the left hand in the appropriate direction. Consequently, the left hand is considered unclean and is never used for eating. Since cows are worshipped in India, they can be found freely wandering the streets of India's cities. Moreover, they often wear a tilak, a Hindu symbol of good fortune. Cows are considered one of humankind's 7 mothers because they offer milk, as does one's natural mother. Nearly 50% of India's population is said not to have a toilet at home, and public defecation is a huge problem. That's why people put up photos of deities on building walls to prevent public urination. Indians are hiring private investigators to run a background check on prospective brides and grooms ahead of the wedding. The business is booming for India's pre-matrimonial detective agencies. USB was developed by an Indian-American computer architect, AJV Bott. You can also credit him for AGP, Accelerated Graphics Port, PCI Express, Platform Power Management Architecture, and various other chipset improvements. The actor famous for portraying the role of Sherlock, Benedict Cumberbatch, took a gap year to teach English in Darjeeling. Lucky students, we must say. Shampooing is an Indian concept because shampoo was invented in India. And we are not talking about the commercial liquid, but the method by use of herbs. The word shampoo itself has been derived from the Sanskrit word shampoo, which means to massage. When Dr. Rajendra Prasad was appointed the President of India, he only took 50% of his salary, claiming he did not require more than that. Toward the end of his 12-year tenure, he only took 25% of his salary. The salary of the president was 10,000 rupees back then. India is the world's biggest producer and consumer of mangoes. For many people, the greatest delight of the hot Indian summer is the profusion of mangoes, officially India's national fruit. There are several hundred varieties of Indian mango, of which more than 30 are commercially available. India has a spa just for elephants. Elephants receive baths, massages, and even food at the Punathorakottar Elephant Yard Rejuvenation Center in Kerala. Dolphins are extremely intelligent animals who also display culture, which was long believed to be unique to humans. And that is exactly why the government of India declared that they must be treated like we treat humans. It's also banned to captive dolphins in India. Samosa is not an Indian dish. They are popular all over the world but originated in Central Asia. Indian trucks encourage honking. As you might know, most trucks in India have the words "Horn OK please" painted on the back. This is intended for drivers that are trying to overtake the trucks. India has the largest number of vegetarians in the world, be it because of religious reasons or personal choices or both. Around 20 to 40% of Indians are vegetarians, making it the largest vegetarian-friendly country in the world. The Kumbh Mela, or Grand Pitcher Festival, is a huge Hindu religious festival that takes place in India every 12 years. In 2013, 120 million people attended this event, breaking the record for the world's biggest gathering. The mass of people was photographed from space by a satellite. India has the world's largest movie industry, based in the city of Mumbai, known as the City of Dreams. The B in Bollywood comes from Bombay, the former name for Mumbai. Almost all Bollywood movies are musicals. The term Bollywood refers to a part of the larger Indian film industry, which includes other film companies operating in other languages. To avoid polluting the elements, fire, earth, water, air, followers of Zoroastrianism in India don't bury their dead, but instead leave bodies in buildings called Towers of Silence for the vultures to pick clean. After the bones dry, they are swept into a central well. If handling a family of 4 is a task, one can only imagine a family of 181 members altogether. And yes, that too is in India. Residing in the Baktong village, India, Ziona is the head of the world's largest family with 39 wives, 94 children, 14 daughters-in-law, and 33 grandchildren. Having 31 doctors in a family sounds something close to impossible, but not to this family in Jaipur, who have 7 physicians, 5 gynecologists, 3 ophthalmologists, 3 ENT specialists, neurologists, urologists, surgeons, psychiatrists, pathologists, and orthopedic doctors in the house. One of the youngest members might join soon to be the 32nd member of the doctor's family. India has the highest gold consumption in the world. A typical Indian wedding with the bride covered in gold ornaments from head to toe showcases the nation's love for gold. Indians also have a festival called Akshaya Tritiya, which is considered an auspicious day for buying gold. Billionaires buy entire skyscrapers and live in them as homes. For example, the Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani built a 400,000 square foot 27-story building called Antilla that was estimated to cost $1 billion. His family and their staff are the only occupants of his home. Indians spend tens of millions of dollars on weddings. They spend money not just on food and ferrying around guests, but also on thank you gifts and invites. Realtors advertise buildings just for Brahmins. Even though it is illegal to discriminate on the basis of caste, creed, religion, or gender, developers and realtors often advertise apartments for rent sale for certain religious groups or certain castes. In July 2017, India faced a massive power outage that left 600 million people without power. Some agricultural states were accused of exceeding the power quota assigned to them during a weak monsoon season. But India frequently faces power outages, many of which are blamed on corruption. India is known for its spices, especially for its flavorful spicy food. But did you know that over 75% of all the world's spices come from India? With over 1.5 million post offices, India has the largest postal network in the world. The Dal Lake in Kashmir is home to India's first floating post office. Inaugurated in August 2011, one of the special features of this post office is that the letters posted here carry a special design with pictures of scintillating landscapes of the Dal Lake and other Srinagar attractions. India owns Bandra-Wali Sea Link, an engineering marvel. It's the first 8-lane freeway over the open sea that was built by a skilled team comprising the best engineers from India, Britain, Canada, China, Egypt, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Philippines, Serbia, Singapore, and Switzerland. The length of steel wires used in the project is equivalent to the circumference of the Earth. More than 100 million years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, most of what is now India was an island. It had broken off from an ancient supercontinent referred to as Gondwanaland by paleogeographers, and was moving slowly northwards. About 50 million years ago, the India continental plate collided with Asia, buckling the coastal area of both continents and creating the Himalayas, the world's youngest major mountain range, and of course, the highest. So how many of these facts did you already know? We would be glad to read your answer in the comments.